Sony's Xperia X is already 6 months old and can be snaffled these days for around 400 quid, which unfortunately isn't much cheaper than when it first emerged. And of course, in that time frame, several seriously strong rivals have launched. So, while we really quite liked the Xperia X when we first reviewed it, has it stood the test of time? Here's our full re-review. At just 5 inches, it's one of the more compact phones of 2016, which saw a slew of 5.5-inch devices hitting UK shelves. That means it's a great fit for the hand and comfortable to operate without having to resort to two-handed use. I still get all gushy over that smooth metallic frame, even though Sony's trademark water resistance is sadly missing in action. But at least the X can take a serious splashing without any ill effects, while the metal surfacing can shrug off all manner of punishment, unlike the more expensive Xperia XZ. After 6 months of use, this handset is still looking fresh and clean. Sony's excellent fingerprint sensor is still the only one we've seen mounted on the edge of a phone, and it's still great to use. The sensor falls naturally under your finger or thumb whenever you pick the handset up for a comfortable and fast unlocking action. However, it isn't quite as quick and accurate as some rival scanners found on the likes of the OnePlus 3T. Sony's unified design is still a pleasure too. The Xperia X's desktops and general interface boast a consistent and attractive colour scheme, which matches the shade of the phone itself. This is one of very few phones where I didn't immediately change the default wallpaper, and 6 months on I'm still sticking with Sony's theme. Likewise, I haven't tinkered with Sony's overlay, which is pleasingly respectful to Android Marshmallow and doesn't change up things for no good reason. Newbies will love the Xperia Tips feature, which is basically an interactive tutorial on how to actually use the thing. And you get some genuinely great additions, including support for high-res audio and that great PS Remote Play tool which allows you to stream games from your Sony console straight to the Xperia X's dinky screen. So far, admittedly, there's no sign of an Android Nougat update, but the Xperia XZ has already received it, so fingers crossed the X will get it soon too. Like most other phones at this price point, the Xperia X packs a Full HD display. One of the highlights of Sony phones is definitely their media chops, so the Xperia X's screen is pleasingly crisp and bright. You get Sony's X-Reality software enhancement that should artificially boost the sharpness of images, or you can also select my personal favourite, the Super Vivid mode. This makes colours super punchy, which in turn really brings photos and video to life. Sony decided not to slap one of the most powerful mobile processors, such as the Snapdragon 820 inside the Xperia X, instead opting for the more power-efficient Snapdragon 650. This unfortunately does mean that it lags behind similarly priced rivals such as the OnePlus 3T, which also boasts double the amount of RAM. On the whole, the Xperia X does offer a smooth experience, but occasionally you will notice an extended pause when you try opening an app or tapping on a menu option. Thankfully, after 6 months, performance hasn't degraded a noticeable amount. I can still blast through the latest games with a pretty respectable frame rate. As for battery life, the Xperia X gives me roughly a day of use per charge. You don't get the battery-saving smart charging of the latest Xperia XZ, but Sony has packed in its usual stamina modes and app optimization to try and keep you going for a little bit longer when needed. And the Xperia X's 23-megapixel rear camera still holds up pretty damn well against all rivals. Sony's superior auto mode is as dependable as ever, capturing an impressive amount of detail in almost any conditions. And you also get full manual controls if needed to get a very precise shot. Sadly, there isn't any support for 4K video recording, but our Full HD footage still looks pretty damn good when viewed back on a telly, thanks in part to the solid image stabilisation. I'm also still a big fan of that 13-megapixel selfie camera, which is particularly brilliant in low light. Clarity is strong with limited grain creeping into snaps. Check out our full Xperia X camera review for our in-depth thoughts. The Xperia X is unfortunately eclipsed these days by the freshly launched OnePlus 3T, which offers seriously impressive performance for basically the same asking price. But despite this, there's still plenty to like here. Sony's attractive and more compact design is easier to use one-handed for instance, while the dual cameras are great for the asking price. For all of our Xperia X features, tips and tricks and the rest, check out Recombu.com and don't forget to subscribe to the Recombu YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.